Coming up next, you never know what to expect on Small Town Big Deal. We find one small town celebrating the end of a legendary cow trail with the beginning of a great tradition. So don't go away.
Because we've got line dancing, barbecue testing, gunslinging, hammer hitting, and cow chip tossing good times coming up next.
Man, that almost hit him.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal.
We've traveled across the country and firmly believe that the people in small towns are the hands that keep America strong.
So join us, Rodney Miller,
And Jann Carl,
as we show you the great things these people do on Small Town Big Deal.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl. We are in Sedalia, Missouri for the first ever Trails and Western Heritage Days.
You know, Jann, a lot of people don't know this, but Sedalia was the first cow town north of Texas.
That's right. Now get this fact. In the spring and summer of 1866 alone, cowboys drove more than 260,000 head of cattle right here.
Wow, well, I'd say that deserves a celebration.
And we got one.
Marching bands, cowboys, and one cool locomotive kicked off the weekend as folks from across the Midwest celebrated their Western heritage and the famous cattle drives that put Sedalia, Missouri on the map.
well, even a train robbery couldn't get in the way of the official unveiling of a life-size sculpture that tells the story of the American cowboy and the tough and dangerous job of moving the herd.
We raised $750,000 right here locally.
Wow.
For this beautiful display that we're dedicating here today.
It's magnificent.
And,
pretty cool.
And it was all professionally done. I mean, we didn't just do a bunch of amateurs. The amateurs raised the money, like me.
Well, I would say they were
Okay.
professionals at raising money.
As the story goes, the Civil War comes to an end and there is 1 million head of longhorn cattle grazing on the Texas plains.
With that oversupply of cattle, it was only worth $4 a head in Texas, but would fetch $40 a head in the meat-starved North.
So, for about $100 a cow hand, the cowboys would drive the cattle from Texas to Sedalia, which for a short time was the end of the railroad line.
The longhorn would then ride the rails back east to packing houses, making the cattle barons very happy.
No doubt, it was one of the greatest animal migrations in history, setting the stage for the iconic American cowboy.
900 miles of rough territory, Indians, rustlers, rattlesnakes, cholera, stampedes, lightning strikes, very dangerous. It really wasn't a trail, there wasn't a Route 66. They had to go old Indian trails, they had to go through game trails, make their own way where there was grass, where there wasn't. So it was a tough time.
And about how long did it take them to drive them up?
About 3 months. About 12 miles a day is what they could make.
Yeah, the days were hot and dusty and the nights were cold and lonely. Kind of feeling a song here.
I saw it coming from a mile away.
What is it about cowboys and poetry and it's kind of romanticism? I don't know. How would you describe why people do it?
You know, cowboys started off around the fire, not a lot to do out on the range, and so they would tell stories, and pretty soon one would put a rhyme to it.
Now, this little story I'm about to relate will prove what I'm saying is true, and if you listen real close to the words that I say, you might extract a moral or two. And so ends the tale of the miraculous cure, but the moral is all about hope. See, when you're down on your luck and you can barely hold on, you'd best have a knot in your rope.
You know, it's fun to live in a town that has a bit of history. Well, the cowboys were here, the railroad men, so eventually entertainment came this way. One in particular, Scott Joplin, came up to entertain the folks down on Main Street, a little place called the Maple Leaf Saloon. Pounded out a new form of music they called ragtime, so we are the home of ragtime, Scott Joplin and ragtime music. You paddle your canoe down the river of life. Sometimes it's nice to pull over to the side, see where you've been, have a better idea about where you're going. And that's what you can do here and say, we have a proud history. We stand on the shoulders of those before us, not just our parents and grandparents, but the people who settled the West.
That proud history certainly motivates us. Now Jann and I are ready to participate hands-on in the Trails End celebration.
As you want to take one step kind of into your throw, and hit the block.
Oh.
It's a good throw. You just missed it.
Oh!
You broke it.
Now you have to buy it.
It's easily fixed.
Okay, not our best sport. On to something I know we can do better in.
Which cow chip to pick?
This is a lot to choose from.
Okay, you ready for a little cow chip throwing contest?
Do we get to wear gloves?
Well, I think it's a good idea because we are judging the barbecue contest afterwards.
But first, do you know which popular TV show was based on Sedalia, Missouri? Was it Gunsmoke, Maverick, Rawhide, or Bonanza? Your answer's next when we come right back.
Which TV show from the 1960s was based on Sedalia, Missouri and ran for nearly 7 years? The answer is Rawhide.
Now that quiz really stumped me because I had no idea that Rawhide was based on the Diary of a Cowboy and the cattle drive in 1866 to Sedalia.
I tried to distract you.
Actually, Jann is the one who is easily distracted. As soon as she hears the country music playing, she ditches me to show off her moves on the dance floor. But I found another party to go to where you could say I got snagged.
It's called a two-step. Sometimes it's also called a rabbit dance, depending where you live. But the two-step is so the women can go and pick the guy to come and dance with you. And if he refuses, there usually is a penalty. He has to either pay you some money or give you a piece of his regalia.
I like that. We used to call that the Sadie Hawkins dance.
And you called it a snag.
We go snagging.
So she snagged me.
How important is it to share your heritage and to share all of this with people at events like this?
Well, it's important to keep our traditions alive because every person needs to know who they are. Your identity is built from where you come from, who your people are. Like I have a vow that I say, and it's a Nindawe Maganaduk, Nogamud Beneshi Indishnakas, Sagana Akin Indunjaba. I am Dee White-Eye, or my Indian name is Singing Bird. I come from the Saginaw Chippewa tribe of Michigan, and we are all relatives. We learn how to do those things with our children so that they can pass it on to their children and keep our culture alive.
The native dress at the powwow is so impressive. It's pretty easy to get swept away with the Western spirit around here. And remember that train we saw in the parade? Well, they're giving rides for free. All aboard! This is not a kiddie train. This is a real train almost.
Yeah, it was built in 1956, Union Pacific in the car shop in Council Bluffs, Iowa. It's 86 feet long. And we just travel everywhere with it, go somewhere different every weekend.
Hey, you have a job like us.
Yeah.
So about how much does this weigh, especially the engine?
The engine itself weighs 6,000 pounds, and every car is in between 1,300 and 2,200 pounds.
So do you like this better than driving a real train, or?
Oh, yeah, I do. They're both fun. They're both great, but this, getting out and seeing different places and being around the public is great. So.
Well, if we're going to ever get around to our cow chip contest, we better get off the train soon. Skies overhead don't look too good, and we may be in for a Midwest thunderstorm.
I've never done this before, so I have no idea what I'm looking for.
Looking for the perfect cow chip.
What is the perfect cow chip, Rodney?
I'm not sure.
You know, done a lot of firsts on Small Town Big Deal, and cow chip throwing is definitely a first for me. So any tips, I've never tossed a cow chip before.
Cow chip toss was an overhand toss. Yeah.
See,
although to me, a cow chip over my head, I'm not convinced, but that's what
a good idea.
Obviously, ladies are first.
No, you always make me go first.
Ladies are always first. Because it's a gentlemanly thing to do.
Since when have you been a gentleman?
Yeah, did you hear that? Jann's mom also came along on the shoot. Now, I love her, but she's even feistier than Jann. 2 Carl women, 1 Miller, I'm definitely outnumbered.
Definitely outgunned.
No, I don't trust her with that. Yeah.
Go, Rodney. Woo!
That was good.
65.
65, your age.
Ah, she's real funny.
Oh!
Pretty good.
No, that was awful.
That wasn't bad.
27.
27. Not bad.
I think I should throw it like a Frisbee instead.
Hey, Jen.
What do you think?
I think you'd do better.
I think I can't do any worse than I did.
Even the cows are giving up on me.
There's really a lot of pressure in cow chip throwing, I'm just saying.
Hey, oh! Man, that almost hit him. It didn't miss him that much.
At least she looks good doing it.
That wasn't bad. Terrible.
Was that terrible?
You can beat that.
Looks like 50 and a half.
You just got to beat 50 and a half
No, I have to
win.
beat 42. Oh, to beat you. Should I do one more?
Sure,
You think?
sure.
Do you have 5 more bucks?
So we both get 2 tries, but Jan isn't giving up. And of course, she forgot her purse. So now this contest is costing me money. You know, just kind of wind it up and go.
Yeah, look at there's a swirl pattern in mine. Look at that. You're making me nervous.
Okay, Jan, show me up. Hey, pretty good.
Oh, I almost beat her.
A foot short.
Oh, I'm only a foot short and I'd have a trophy. This is it. The winning chip. Woo!
I believe you beat it.
Oh, that's close. 45 and a half.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's how you throw a cow chip. Yeah!
Okay, so for a while, I was actually in first place, but my reign was short. Another gal beat me by 1.5 feet.
Well, it's okay, Jan, because, you know, sometimes you just got to let the chips fall where they may.
You're watching Small Town Big Deal. Woo!
How many blacksmiths were employed in the U.S. during the mid-1800s? Is it 500, 1,000, 25,000, or 100,000? About 100,000 blacksmiths made tools, horseshoes, and other ironworks before manufactured steel became the metal of choice.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. We're celebrating the very first Trails In Western Heritage Days in Sedalia, Missouri.
This event is so multifaceted, connecting us back to the famous cattle drives of the 1860s, including the local blacksmith.
To somebody just learning the trade, are they like an apprentice? Or like, would Jen and I be apprentices?
In the old days, they were called strikers. That would be an apprentice, is a striker.
Okay.
A striker would work with the blacksmith for 4 or 5 years.
Before we could learn some of the trade secrets, we had to learn some of the rules. Rule number 1, don't pick up anything because it might be hot.
And rule number 2, don't pick up anything because it might be hot.
Rule number 3.
You can guess
Rule
rule
number
3.
3?
Yeah. So I'm gonna make something that really reminds me of Jan and her Missouri roots. You'll see.
All right, let me get this started. Now what we got is a horseshoe is straightened out.
Oh.
And so let me start shaping the ears and then I'll let you work on it.
Okay.
Okay? And it's a ball peen and a flat peen. We'll use the ball here to start forming the ears.
Wow.
See, I'm hammering the same spot. See how that's starting to form that?
Yeah.
And now we'll flatten this just a little bit.
Oh, wow. Oh.
All right, give them a little character now.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
2 eyeballs.
We're gonna put 2 eyeballs right there.
Okay.
So we'll go back and heat it up. Just hold it right there on there. We'll start forming the eyes, and then you can come and finish it here. Go right back on top of that. All right, we'll do
Hurry up, it's cooling off. Hurry up.
Yep, there you go. All right. See his eyeballs and how it
I
swells
see
out?
him. Can we put a big mouth on it? It'll be more realistic.
All right, hit her hard. Don't hit your hand. All right, now do the other one. Okay.
You look scared. Whoa.
All right, he's hot. So we're gonna fold it, bend it here a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Go back over
Look
here.
at that.
Wow.
Hit her hard.
Flatten it out.
Makes them a little bit longer and taper. All right, now, don't hit the eyes. Yeah, watch it, he's dangerous.
You're a little gun shy there, Jan.
Well, yeah, I leaned over to look and up came the hammer.
All right. See, now he's got nostrils.
Yeah, he's got big nostrils.
Runs fast, he needs to breathe.
Now we'll go back and heat him up, and we're going to bend this down.
Okay.
And
How hot is that, Don?
the fire will get up 2,500 degrees or more.
2,500 degrees?
Yeah. Yeah, it will burn steel up. It can look black, just like all this other steel, like it's cold. It can be 900 degrees.
And still be black.
And still be black.
Wow.
Now what we're going to do, we're going to stick his little nose in the water a little bit.
Oh.
You get a drink.
We stick it in there so we can put it in here and start bending it over. Now I can take the hammer and I can hammer on that without defacing it.
Ah.
I don't mess up your beautiful
Now
nose.
that's a cool little trick.
All right, so now our mule head is done.
Man, he's got some ears on him.
Yeah.
So if you haven't figured it out yet, it is a Missouri mule, my home state mascot. Thank you, Rodney.
Well, I thought it fit her pretty well, being that sometimes she's a bit, no, I'd say a lot, stubborn.
You watch the show. Do you think I'm stubborn?
No, no.
See?
It's all his fault.
Ah! Okay, my turn with the hammer.
All right, you ready to curl? All right, get the hammer.
Okay.
All right.
The flat end?
Hit right there. All right, now then bring her on around. Hit her on around. Get a little bigger curl. All right. Tap right there.
Tap?
Yep, right, straight down.
Oh, here?
Or hold, okay.
Hold.
Now, hammer flat there. Try to get it flattened up and hammer right in here. Hit her hard. There you go. You're not gonna hit it too hard. All right. Now, how's your curl?
Looks good.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna make him change colors as we rub him.
Oh, look at that.
Is that like that, getting the metal off that wire brush?
It's a brass brush.
It looks like brass.
And while it's hot, the brass will rub off. All right, rub a little on his ears there.
Look at
So
that.
now we've got a golden color to it.
Voila. Where's the applause? Woo!
That's just like Jan to finish up what I've been working on and get all the credit.
The mule's done.
Ta-da!
And I always think of you when I think of that mule.
Don, thank you
You're
so
welcome. You're welcome.
much.
You've been great,
This is a
man.
surprise. This is great. Yeah.
I know,
'Cause
you're
I
not-
watch y'all on TV and it's great.
Another person that should be thanked is Madge, because she helped organize this entire event. She's a little bit hard to catch up to.
I've been putting out fires all weekend. I thought I was going to have a nice, easy day, and no such luck. So, but it's been fun.
We're here actually because of you, Madge.
Oh, well,
You sent the story in.
oh yes, I did.
That's right. You emailed Small Town Big Deal,
Yes, I did.
and you brought us here.
Yes. Well,
We
thank you
wouldn't
for
have been here
coming.
without you.
That's right. You know, when we say we might be in your town next, we mean it. This weekend is so Americana, so you gotta have barbecue.
Any secrets you guys got?
No, I think we'd have to dispose of the body.
One of the teams took an old propane tank and turned it into a cooker. Now that's a lot of ingenuity. So what are you cooking in there?
We're cooking beef rib.
Can we take a look?
Absolutely.
Wow.
This looks amazing. But the barbecue cook-off is about to begin, and Jan and I have managed to get seats at the judges' table for the chicken category.
Are you hungry?
Now it's time to get down to the serious work of eating and judging.
Next category is...
Put the garnish in.
Yeah.
Looks more moist.
You're really getting into this.
Eating some more, judging some more. But believe me, it's a serious job.
Getting the flavor of it.
Oh, am I supposed to do that? Am I supposed to swirl it?
This is team 2.
Oh my gosh,
Do your deal.
that's a lot.
Cleansing my palate.
Oh my gosh! We have the exact same score. Yeah, what are the odds of that?
I'm gonna take her shoes off to add this up.
Oh my gosh.
And my shoes. The possibilities are 2 to 96, and we had exactly the same score.
We've been on the road too much.
Way too long.
Our taste buds seemed pretty close in the chicken category, but in the end, Rodney and I parted ways.
Jan chose Team 1. I chose Team 3 along with the other judges, so Team 3 was the winner.
You know, Jan, we've covered a lot of events that have been going on for 20 or 40, even 100 years.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we have covered an inaugural event.
Well, and if this year one is any indication, you can tell it's just going to get better and better and bigger, if that's possible.
Oh, I know. I mean, they did such a fantastic job. There were so many elements. But I tell you what was really cool about this, we wouldn't have been here had it not been for Madge, one of our viewers who sent this story in.
That's right. So take a hint from Madge. Go to smalltownbigdeal.com, submit your story idea, and who knows, we might be in your town next.
I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jann Carl.
Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
Okay. You're using your other hand now.
I'll lick my fingers here.
From the red carpets of Hollywood
to the cow chip wagon.
To the cow chip wagon of Missouri. I've come a long way, baby.
Be the chip.
Even for a farm boy, this is a little different.
I don't know, you dig it in there with both hands. We're not sharing French fries for dinner, that's all I'm saying.